figure this out. We can use that money to pay for your car. So whatever you want to do. Half is yours, for sure.
Half?
Yeah, until we have some sort of agreement between us, and you'll get a lot more.
So, do you think it serves you well to cut me off right now?
You're not cut off. How you cut off? I'm paying all the utilities, the mortgage, and gave you $1,800 a month.
So, like all the Hemlock money and everything that I don't have access to the credit card for Hemlock is like
No,
because you
do.
canceled that credit
I
card?
didn't cancel it.
You didn't cancel it.
No.
So when I went to buy Marissa bagels and eggs when she fasted on Yom Kippur, and they told me at Heinen's that it couldn't work, but that was just, and then I called and you said you put $500 or something on it, but it wasn't working. And then you tried to get a discount when you were sending Marissa to a third hockey team. And not telling me you would have had to pay for another hotel room. And then when I come out there and I knew I couldn't swipe the credit card because it wasn't working, you told me I was fucked, right?
Lauren, you
No.
called in a fraud alert for your credit card.
I did?
Yeah,
I called in a fraud alert for my
Yes.
credit card.
that's what they said when I called.
No, I called and I said, because
They
I
told me
bought,
it was locked
I
because
bought
you were
the
afraid it was-
Domino gift cards. I bought because Abby was using her babysitting money to pay for pizza. So like you cut off your kids too. I went to go buy soap at Walmart and my credit card got canceled.
So predating all this, you took.
But you could buy
13,000
jelly beans and gym memberships.
$13,000 out of the Hemlock account. You took $24,000 out of our personal accounts, and now you have another $13,000 of the IRS money. So when the Timbers calls next month for money, it's going to go into default. I don't have $13,000 to pay for the Timbers. That was the money that you took out of that account. So how do you expect all these things to get paid for when you took all the money? Is it just magic going to happen? And then you want...
So you're saying I took all the money. So the 125 grand that my grandpa gave me that you said you were going to invest and then you changed out of my name and that's gone. And then the settlement from Erickson for the other 125 grand or whatever, that's gone. So all this money that really was mine, which wasn't shared marital, but then you merged and made it into that and then spent it all. And then there was like income from like both of us working over the years.
Yeah.
So tell me honestly, how did you make zero last year? Did you like lose so much money in all these lawsuits?
There were no lawsuits.
No lawsuits.
No.
You never had any lawsuits against you.
Not in the last, I don't know, 5-10 years. Yeah.
Not in the last 5-10 years. No lawsuits
so.
against you. So you're
Nothing I paid anyone for.
So it just came out of your malpractice or whatever?
What's that? What do you refer? Just speak clearly.
Well, I want to know like where all the money went. If you're saying that there's like $12,000 and
What did we do with
$20,000.
the money from your grandfather and with
We.
Erickson?
We?
What did we do with it?
I gave it to you to invest with your
Okay.
father
And how did you invest it?
He put it into all these properties
And
and
then
real
what did we
estate.
do with it after that?
Well, it shouldn't be we. It was changed
No,
out
this
of
is
my
clearly a
name.
we. No,
It was changed
no.
out of my name,
This is
unbeknownst
all-
to me, because originally it was in my name and then it was taken out of my
In
name.
fact, the money went into the Colorado property. In fact, that was a gift you said to me.
No.
Yeah, that's what you said. But either way, the Colorado property is worth whatever we pay, $150,000 or whatever it's worth now. I don't know what the market calls for. That's yours. You can have it. I don't care. Hey, Sally. Oh, okay. Oh, okay. Yeah, what time? Oh, you're waiting for confirmation. Yeah. I just didn't know if there was confirmation. Okay. Yeah. Yeah, it's fine. Whatever time is fine. No problem. Just let me know. Okay, sounds good. You want to just... Okay, what's the address? Or did you send it to me? Yeah. Okay. Okay. Well, just let me know. Okay. All right. You can just text me whatever works. All right. Thank you. Okay. Bye. Thanks for returning my passport or not my passport. What did you send me? My social security card and my birth certificate. That was awfully kind. You have my passport still?
What do you need your passport for? I mean, you go like borderline out of the country and think it's funny to like FaceTime my daughter's foot. Right. So, what do you need your passport
Listen, you knew
for?
exactly where your child was at all times. I made sure of it.
No, yeah. And then bringing Brad into it, you know, is like, you told me that I don't know. Never mind. You know what? If Brad wants to be involved with it, Brad gets to be involved with it too. You can have your friends. My friends would never do that. They would never make you feel uneasy as to the safety and whereabouts of the kids. It's like an unbelievable...
Right. Your daughter's almost 16 years old. You know where she is. She
almost
can call you. And
16.
Yeah, she's 15 and a half.
She's still a minor, and it should not be her burden.
It isn't. I texted you, and you said no.
No.
I have a text to prove it.
You said that she would... First
she
of all...
was going to go with Brad to Panera. What's the big deal?
First of all, it has to be discussed, and you can't just tell me. How do you know I don't have plans?
Because I don't know where you are and you don't communicate.
Oh, well, I communicate about the important things.
Right.
And you communicate falsely and give all this inaccurate information. Like
I don't
you're
give any
gonna...
false information.
Oh, you don't? No. Okay,
You're
so
the one that
you
doesn't want to
calling the
communicate.
attorneys to tell them that I changed the locks.
As far as I can tell, you did. I don't have keys. You took my keys.
I took your keys.
Yes, you took my keys. I don't have keys. Give me one so I can duplicate
your
it.
keys are in... I saw them in your bag.
Well,
I
you
had to
should've
go
given it to me
in to
because
get
it's funny.
Marissa's...
They made it from
no,
my
you
car
were
to my bag
nasty and
magically.
blaming me in front of the kids.
Yeah, because you took them.
You were nasty and blaming me in front of the kids, so why should I tell you where they were?
Look,
Why should I do you any favors? I knew you were going to find them where I saw
You're right.
them,
You
so
don't need
I
to
was
make
like,
favors.
it's not, right.
But we could continue to fight and spend all the money on attorneys and locksmiths to change locks
What
back.
money? I don't have any money.
You have $50,000 you took from our accounts.
And
you want me to add it up for you? You have 24 from our...
First of all, it's not about me because you have
is.
Are you buying a house or are you renting?
I'm going to rent something. So, I don't know.
And do you think that, like, you're getting something that you're going to have, like, bedrooms for the girls?
Yeah.
And that's because the court has already decided that you should...
Court has done nothing, but in
Right,
the
so
attempt
it's
that
a
they
little
do,
presumptuous, isn't it?
I don't know, is it?
Yeah.
Why do you say that?
Because the court hasn't decided what the parenting plan is.
Okay. Well, regardless, I'm going to get something, if they decide, that will suit having 3 people in the space. You can roll your eyes.
I'm not rolling my eyes.
Yeah,
I'm
you are.
smiling because I think that it's unbelievable that you, like...
To have 50% custody? You think that's unbelievable?
When you're, like, doing blowjob discounts and you're making up all this stuff and you're coaching them to hate me.
Lauren, no one's coaching anybody.
Oh?
The voicemail I got from Marissa seemed like it was pretty well coached by you.
What voicemail?
Oh, you want to play it?
Yes.
Oh, okay, I'll play for it. I know you have all these allegations you believe are so true, but they're not true. And you can run with them, but it just makes you look silly because none of it's true. And I know you want to believe it more than anything. Here.
Well, I'll tell you what my coaching consists of while you're looking for it. Yesterday, when Brad told me that he was not going to tell me the whereabouts of my children at any time. Do you know about this? I'm sure you do. I'm sure
Yeah,
you
you forwarded me the...
Right. So he said that it wasn't... So now, meanwhile, Palma and other parents who know that they are dealing
let me
with...
play it for you.
No, just hang on a second. Let me finish, and then you can play it. They know that they have, you know, when, like, Steve and Lori, you know, when there's 2 parents involved, is it that much effort to just tell the other parent what is the is it that much effort to tell the other parent what they, I don't want you like jerking off to my picture. It's so gross and creepy. So anyway, you can hear me just fine.
Yeah.
Okay.
Should I hide behind the other side?
You can if you want to, but I just don't like you looking at my image because I know what kind of a person you are.
Right.
So,
Right.
yeah.
Yeah.
So anyway.
I'm the one that's had all the indiscretions in my life, right?
So it is not too much effort for Brad to just say, I have Abby, when I made arrangements for Abby to be with Julie. Anyway,
That's what I did. That's exactly what I did.
No,
in fact, Abby
I
texted
had
me
a
too.
hotel room and I was going to stay in Rochester with Abby.
No, you bolted right after the game.
No, I didn't.
We both contacted you.
I did not.
We both contacted you.
I said to Abby, I have a hotel.
You told Marissa that you left.
I told,
Marissa
first of
said,
all,
yeah.
my communications with the kids
Yeah.
don't even count. It's our communications to each other.
Right.
And I told you that, you told me that the girls were going to be home.
Look at your text, Lauren.
Okay.
They're right after the game ended.
Okay, yeah, you're right.
You
You're
don't-
right. You're right.
Listen.
I had a conversation.
You can believe what you want to
This is
believe.
how the coaching came in,
Right.
okay? I had a conversation with Abby that Coach Fowler had a room, an extra room, and they weren't going to be playing hockey anymore. And I offered her and Julie to spend the day just doing whatever, not having to play hockey another night in Rochester, you know, just together in a hotel.
Yeah.
Abby said she had too much homework. So she was going to go home and she was going to get a ride from Brad. Suddenly, now Abby's spending the night in a hotel in Rochester with Brad and Julie. And Brad does not tell me anything that they're staying out of state and I'm expecting Abby to come home. So yeah, that's why I was on my way home, because I thought Abby was on her way home.
No.
And you told me that you were on your way home because you were too cheap to pay for a hotel for another night. But then what? You paid for a hotel another night, right on the border of Canada, which wasn't that far of a drive that you should have been so exhausted,
Right.
thinking that it's very funny to like FaceTime Marissa's foot or the ceiling because you were taunting and teasing me because you think that this is like a funny control game, that you're messing with my children. And then you involve them with all of this. So then I called Kim in the middle of the night, like, where is Abby? Because I thought she was supposed to come home. None of the texts were adding up. Everybody was telling me something different. I wanted to hear her voice. And then she told me that they were sleeping and Brad wasn't answering the phone. So I didn't even get mad because I figured, I didn't address it directly with Brad in the way that I did yesterday, because I thought, let me just set the record straight and just say, look, for future, just like Palma, you know, is it okay if you just communicate with me so I know my kids' whereabouts? And she's like, no problem. And that was it. And that was the end. And it was so simple. Brad said he didn't have to report to me. So if you can't tell your friends that they should be conspiring with you to play this like snatch or hiding game with the kids, or even be as cold as to try to put the burden on the kids to create more confusion. The adults have to communicate.
Yeah,
That's
we did,
how it
Lauren.
works.
We did.
No, but
Yes,
nothing
you don't
added up. You
respond
said you
to
were
texts.
driving with Kyra, and Kyra
No.
then wasn't in the car,
Listen,
and I
you
was...
can jump stories from one to the next and make all the allegations you want.
Okay.
There is no truth to anything you say because first, I texted you, you didn't respond. I said, Abby's going to stay with the Grangers, is that okay? Hours went by, you did not respond. Abby texted you to get permission as well.
Prior to that, Abby was going to be staying with me, and she
No,
said...
Lauren.
No?
You had already left the state.
Oh, really?
Yeah,
Why don't
really.
we look at the
Do you wanna-
records? We'll
why
look
don't
at
we
the
look at the
texts.
records? Get all the records
I told her
from the
before she made
Get all the toll
plans.
booth records so we can find out when you left the state, Lauren. There's one within 20 minutes.
Well, that's because you got me to leave the state because you
I didn't get
misled me
anything.
and told me she was on her way home.
We were all on our way home except
Right.
for Abby, who we texted you. I did, and Abby texted
Abby
you.
told me she was coming home because she had too much homework.
No, she did not. She asked permission to stay at like 5:30, 6 o'clock, whenever that game was over, 7 o'clock, immediately following the game. We both texted you. You didn't respond.
So you know.
So you went home to go drinking with your friends.
You know that
like
Abby
usual.
didn't. Abby told me you know that Abby did not tell me she was going home because she had too much homework when I asked her to stay.
Lauren.
You know that.
Lauren, Abby and I both text you. You don't respond to your text.
No, answer my question. Answer my question.
I don't know, Lauren.
You don't know.
No, I don't. But I know what we did do. We both text you. You don't respond. So how are we supposed to communicate when you don't respond?
You could keep saying
it's
don't
only
respond,
convenient
don't
when you want to
respond,
make
don't
allegations.
respond. No, you're giving me inaccurate information
No,
and
Lauren.
you're playing games.
No.
I had a conversation with Abby. I said, you can stay here with me and Julie. And she said, no, I have too much homework. After that, and you can check this with Abby, but it's not fair to, but you could also look at my texts and timestamps of everything. And after that, you told me, or that she was going to be getting a ride home from the Grangers, and I could expect her to be home. Yeah. Then it changed that she was going to be staying with Brad and Julie at the hotel after I had left, because I thought she was coming home.
Well, again, probably just like the double standard that wants to exist for you, maybe you shouldn't just directly communicate with your daughter and directly communicate with me. Just like you're telling me, it creates confusion. So in the future, maybe connect with me so we can discuss this. So if you say, I'm keeping Abby here another night, I would say okay, and it wouldn't lead to confusion. So don't be blaming me for all your problems as well. You should have communicated with me instead of the child, as you said.
You wanted to leave. The plan was to stay there for another night. So I invited her to stay another night because I had been given a room.
With me.
Oh, you can talk over me.
Well, communicate with me in the future. You're just like you're accusing me.
How am I? I didn't have to tell you anything.
Well, there you go.
Because there was nothing to tell.
You just said you were going to stay with Abby another night.
You suddenly decided to leave. When you had a hotel room, you canceled the hotel room. You said you didn't want to pay for another hotel room.
Yeah, because I was leaving.
But you paid for another hotel room in New Seneca.
Yeah, because I was exhausted and I was unsafe to drive at that point. I've been up at 5:30 driving
right, because you drove like a couple minutes and you were too cheap to pay for a hotel, but now you're paying for a hotel where you're telling me you would be expected at home with the kids.
I drove an hour and a half and I was exhausted and it was 9 o'clock at night. So we can have these arguments all the time. It's great. It's really
but
helpful.
you know what? It's all very clear. It's all very clear. There is no point in having these arguments because it's very clear what you're doing.
What am I doing?
And that's why I'm just
trying to
saying.
communicate effectively with you
Look,
and
I
not
told
leave
you we
everything
should
to assumption.
mediate. I told you we should mediate, and you got Vince. And then you said that I came back with nonsense because I was supposed to do nothing. And then it's funny because.
If you want to get rid of Vince, then just give me an agreement. Write something down. Be proactive here and say, this is what I want.
Then show me where all the assets and the money is, and we can.
You have all the information.
No, I don't.
Yeah, you do.
I don't.
You know where it is? It's in the documents we sent to the bank from our personal financial statement. It has all of our assets and all of our debits on it.
Yeah, well, that's what you used to get the loan. But how did you get your loan to build your practice?
I used the home equity line, which I returned in full to our bank account.
Where are the documents for that?
They're with Key Bank. You'll have to call Key Bank.
No, Key won't give it to me. You have to tell them I have access to that.
You are a co-signer on all of our home equity lines.
So I co-signed for your loan for your practice?
You co-signed for our house. And our house has a secure line of credit, which you took $24,000 of it unilaterally. So you're as guilty as I am in that sense.
That's because you cut me off. I had no money and I had to pay for a lawyer.
Well, you're asking you're asking the question.
To take care of the kids.
Right. And you
did it out of desperation.
$50,000
You were taking money and stealing it.
I'm not stealing any money, Lauren. I've stolen nothing. I'm just trying to maintain things so we don't lose the house. We don't lose all the other assets we've worked hard for. But, think of it how you will. You're as guilty as I am in that sense. You've borrowed money against the house too. And,
not without your knowing.
Lauren.
Never.
Lauren, yeah. I didn't know you took $24,000 out of the bank until you actually did it.
I borrowed against the house by taking out of the joint bank account the $20,000 so I could pay 10 to my attorney to defend myself against you and Vince, and the other 10 to pay for 2 months of rent and water breakage where you expect me to live.
Right. Yep. You took the money out of our joint bank account, which was our line of credit. That's what we're using. To pay
And
the
then
bills.
all the other accounts that you say that you have, and all this other.
You empty those too.
Plus, you have the ability to work. When
Right.
I had all of my work clothes with dry cleaning tags stashed away in bags because you had no intention of ever losing control.
Right.
And that was scary, especially because you had all these lawsuits against you. Why are you going to have someone who's like completely conservative about touching a patient ever, who wouldn't have a lawsuit against her, when then you're going to look like when you can't even get a speeding ticket because you shouldn't even be a free man because you do I didn't even know how much reckless medicine you did.
Whatever. There's no reckless medicine in that.
Right. Oh, but Mindy can do all your treatment plans and everything because she went to medical school where?
Lauren, treatment planning is treatment planning. She doesn't sign off. It's my job to make sure everything's adequate. And I do my job and she does hers. So.
Do you mind?
I do. Take the camera off me, I'll take it off of you. You can put it on voice record. It's fine. Switch it to voice.
Yeah, it's just that you're just a pervert,
I'm not a pervert.
Oh, you're not a pervert?
No, I'm not.
Okay, all right.
I mean, all these allegations you can make.
Oh, okay, and they're not true, right?
None of them are true.
Right.
I know you want them to be all true, so you can
So
create
you
me
never
as.
went out to
you
the
can pay me
boat?
as. You
You
can
never
pay me
went
as a
out to
monster.
the
I
boat?
did went to the boat. Yeah, I did go to the boat.
How many times this time?
How many times this time?
Yeah.
It's been over a year or two. Maybe
It's
it's
been
probably
over-
been 2 years, maybe a year and a half.
And how many times?
I don't know. I have no idea.
No idea?
Millions. I don't know. 1, 2, 5. Not many, Lauren. I
That's
know
a
you
good
want to believe.
answer.
You want all sorts of things to be true about me. I know. I get
I
it.
want them. I don't want them.
Of course
true.
you do. You're the one who's making all the allegations. Listen, I'm not making any allegations against you. You're the mother of my children. I still care about you.
Oh, it
I'm
shows
sorry
by
that
cutting
you
off the credit
feel-
cards and by
Now you get
telling
to talk over
Brad
me. I
to
get
torture
it.
me with the
I
whereabouts
didn't
of
tell
their
Brad
safety.
anything, Lauren.
Oh, you guys are sitting there giggling over my texts.
No, we're not, Lauren.
And
We're
he
actually talking
doesn't think
about-
it's
no.
more simple, just like Palma, to just say, okay, if I have your kid, I have no problem saying, got her. That's it, got her.
Lauren, at 2 a.m., you knew where they were, Lauren. I know you want to stir up the drama and create this whole situation where your children have been abducted, but you knew. You actually called the hotel, how did you know which hotel? Was it just a lucky guess? No, because I told you hours at 9
Because it was
o'clock.
the same hotel.
Lauren,
It was the same hotel I stayed in the night before.
so then what's the mystery? That you're calling an Amber Alert, you're thinking your kids are abducted. You knew both hotels the whole time.
No, you
Yeah,
did
Lauren.
this deliberately.
No one did
because
anything
You told
deliberately.
me you were on your way home.
Yeah, and,
And
then I
Abby
said,
told me she
diverting
had
you.
too much homework, and then she was enticed, with lazy man crab legs or whatever it was with Brad,
Right.
to stay another night. And
Right.
yeah, and that's what's called coaching, okay?
No, Lauren,
and I
there's
don't
no
do that.
coaching, Lauren.
And ask Abby what I said to her yesterday.
I don't know, Lauren.
Because Brad thinks, and so does Abby, that I'm standing in the way of her and Julie's friendship because I have one requirement. Tell
Hey,
me
you
Abby's
accused-
okay.
you accused
hey,
her
hey,
daughter
hey,
of
hey,
something.
let me finish. I have one requirement. I just want to know Abby's safe. That's it. I don't think it's unreasonable.
Well,
No
then
one else has a
communicate.
problem with
Lauren, communicate.
No
and
one
not
has-
at 2 a.m.
it. Well, then tell me before 2 a.m. where
I
her
did.
whereabouts are.
We did, Lauren, at
No.
7 p.m.
No,
Look at
that
your
was a
text.
surprise. I was already out of Rochester. It was too late.
Well, that's funny. You just said you were not in Rochester. You were waiting
No, I
here.
didn't. I
Yeah.
said it
Go
was
back
too
and
late
play your
because I
tape.
was misled. I was told that she was on her way home.
So what were
And
you going
so
to do?
that's
Turn
why
around
I
and go
left.
back? What do you say?
Is that what you wanted me to do?
Lauren, I was going with Marissa.
You thought that
and
it was
Abby
something
was
that I
staying.
wouldn't do.
No,
And
Lauren.
that's why
It wasn't about you.
Right.
It wasn't about you. It was about
And
your
that,
kids.
right,
and
wasn't about me.
your ability to communicate just shows that you're not listening.
Uh-huh.
You want to talk. You got texts at 7 p.m. and 9 p.m. as to the whereabouts of both kids. You knew which hotel they were at, both children, in fact. But you wanted to stir up drama and call an Amber Alert and think I'm leaving the border, going with the Niagara Falls or something because you took my passport. So,
Stir
I
up
get
drama. Did you call the lawyers this morning accusing me of changing the locks in front of the children?
it. No, I texted my
Uh-huh.
attorney
Uh-huh.
privately to
Uh-huh.
ask what to do. He
Uh-huh.
said, get a locksmith. So I said, okay, I will.
Uh-huh.
I didn't talk to anybody on the phone. I texted.
And what
What was
happens
wrong?
when your original keys that you find in your bag that I saw in the hotel room work in these locks, and then you're like, oh,
If
yeah,
I had the
okay,
keys,
maybe.
I wouldn't be asking
Yeah,
for
well,
them. But
you're
you
not
keep
going to
playing
try to
games.
find the keys because it's or if you
Just
do
give me a
have
key
them,
to the
which
copy.
you probably do, you're going to
Right.
say you don't. Just
Right.
because you want to say I took
Just
them.
like all the
But
things
I
that are
saw
missing
them.
from
I
the
should have
house.
taken a picture of them.
Yeah, you should have.
I saw them
Should've
in
given
the
them to me.
hotel room.
Well, just give them to me and be done with it.
No, you were accusing me in front of the kids that I stole the kids.
Am.
I was like, let him
I
search
still
for them.
am
He'll find them.
You took them.
Yeah. Okay.
Along my passport.
Well, you have them.
All
so
my
then
other
what do you?
belongings.
So you have them.
I don't have anything. If I had them, I wouldn't be asking for them.
Yeah. Well, the passport and all those other items. Then, when the attorney and the court decides it's safe for you to leave the country, then you can get them back.
It's safe for me to leave the country, right, Lauren? We're not divorced. They're still my children. I know you think you have authority over everybody. You don't.
Oh, I think I have authority?
Yeah.
Give me bank authority to find out about this loan that you got to pay for your practice.
It's called the home equity line. You actually have all the documents from when we bought the house. They're in there.
No, but it changed. Those documents changed
No,
since
they
then.
didn't. They haven't changed.
Yeah,
Nothing's
because
changed.
then the house came into my name because you were getting sued right and left.
No.
Yeah.
Right and left. No, Lauren.
No? Not right and left?
No. Yeah, you have
I
all.
have no
you
idea.
Have all
You're
the,
such a good
Lauren,
minimizer. I had no idea you were in so much trouble. You're telling me you can't get a speeding ticket. You shouldn't even be a free man.
Right, Lauren. You have all the documents for the house. You
And
took
you
all the
text and
documents
drive.
from the safe.
You
from the
texted
file
drive
cabinet.
with my children in the car.
Right, Lauren. I texted you. No, it's not true. None of it's true, but you probably do. But that's okay. I mean, you do all sorts of stuff, but you know, I'm not looking to accuse you of anything. I just want to settle things out and come to an agreement. But I know you want to have a fight because it looks better and more sensationalized, and that's what you're getting.
Yeah,
you're getting
that's
my
why
attorney.
I said maybe
It doesn't have to
you
be
got
this way, but you
the
want it this way.
sensation. Right.
Well, how do you want to resolve this? You just want to fight about it? I mean, come on. Nothing gets resolved. We just keep arguing over nothing.
You called Vince, so we have to go down that road, I guess.
I said I would be fine if we didn't have to have attorneys. I'd rather give you the money, but you don't want to do that.
No,
You
as
wanna
long
have
as you
fights.
have Vince, this is. I'm gonna have defense.
I'm gonna have Vince until you can come up with an agreement, and then I can settle it with you and be done.
Okay.
And I don't have to have Vince
Then
even
everything
look at the
must come
agreement.
out. Everything must.
I'll have
come
another
out.
attorney look at the agreement if you want. I have no problem with that.
No.
However you want to do it.
Vince is the one, you know, you were never physically abusive with me until Vince told you you needed to document stuff. You never laid a hand on me.
I
And then
never
as
have.
soon as you called Vince, the one who has blood on his hands, then you assault me. And then you lie on a police report.
Lauren,
I mean,
you assaulted
you're
me.
screaming at me and telling me, yeah, I
out of your
defended
mind.
myself. You're like, hit me, and I wouldn't even do it after I defended myself.
Right.
I'm like, I'm not gonna fall for this. And you even were stupid enough to admit it was because Vince wanted you to have documentation. That was
Lauren,
calling.
you
He had
assaulted
sent
me.
you down this road, Matt, that it could have been such an easier
No, Lauren,
separation. No?
You were not
No,
interested.
Vince had nothing to do with this.
Lauren, you assaulted me, and after it happened, you told me to go document it. Your
Right.
children are witness to it. I have a scar on my arm still from it. I can show you that.
So the children witnessed the assault.
Yeah, they did.
They did. They weren't. They
Why don't you
saw.
ask them? Why don't you ask your children what they witnessed?